Hey, hold on, it's coming.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lomito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Hi, this is Kimbucha. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena, the Stu Little edition. As you guys know, we're gonna have Abel Ramos on the show later. Mr. BDA, and all of us, we're gonna be talking to him. But there was a delay. There were some problems with his flight, so we're gonna have to postpone that.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime,
so unfortunately, you did.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you degenerates have got to put with me instead.
That's right. You have to deal with
That's it.
Uncle Stu right now. So
right.
we're gonna talk about. Well, we're gonna be talking about the Ugas Abel Ramos fight. Maybe we can talk about that later. If you want to, we can go through the news, and you can tell me what you think about what's going on.
Go for the news, innit? Go for the news. We can get to the Ugas fight. Soon. I mean, it's not a fight that I really want to sit here talking about an hour about. Let's just say that,
and then talk again about it. So
we'll get onto that. Don't worry. There's plenty to talk about in there. There's plenty of time as well. So BDA is coming on in an hour to take over as well.
Yeah, well, he's going to start another stream. He's going to be starting a song. We're going to cut this stream and then people can jump onto the other one.
Right. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see what you have here. Tank Davis, he says he wants Ryan Garcia after he beats Leo Santa Cruz. He claims that Devin Haney is cloud chasing him. Now, Devin Haney has been very vocal about Tank Davis. He says that Tank Davis doesn't take boxing seriously, basically, and all he's doing is going into fat camps because, again, he doesn't take boxing that serious. And so Davis is pissed off. He wants to beat Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and after that, possibly in 2022, he wants to fight Lomachenko. Now, the problem with that, Stu, is that I think Lomachenko is going to be a little bit too old in 2 years. But what do you think about Davis and those comments?
What I think about him in general as a fighter?
His plan, is that a good plan?
With Garcia.
Is that a good plan in your opinion? Ryan Garcia,
Leo
Santa Cruz?
I think Leo Santa Cruz is definitely in the right direction for Tank. I'm sick of seeing him fighting cannon fodder. I'm sick of him turning up out of shape. I've always preached this. You keep putting fighters in there with fucking cams. They're going to take their eye off the ball. They're going to cut corners in camp. And before you know it, someone's going to catch up to them when they're not expecting it. So Tank, I think with Tank, if you stick a big threat in there, I think you might get the best out of him. So I think Leo Santa Cruz is going to give Tank all he can handle because never liked Santa Cruz as a fighter. Well, I rate him as a fighter. I just think he's fucking boring. Everything about the guy. I mean, 5 minutes of watching him and I'm fossilized on my sofa. I start to fossilize this fucking guy, man.
Yeah.
Boring as they come. I mean, just sits there with a grin on his face like a Cheshire cat. Got nothing decent to say. Boring in the ring. Boring out of it. I mean, that's where I am with him. But he's a talented guy. And when he's behind his jab and using his boxing skills, like he did with Frampton in the second fight, he can be a handful for Tank. And let's be real, Tank's quite wild himself. Tank could get frustrated, and then if that does happen, then I can see Tank fucking falling to pieces a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely a 50-50 fight for this. But like I said, Tank's quite dangerous in the pocket. He starts letting them hands go. He's fucking very dangerous. But Santa Cruz has got that Mexican chin, isn't he? He's not going away anytime soon. So
He's small.
this is the problem Tank's got.
He's moving up. I mean, I remember him fighting at 122. You know what I mean? So moving all the way to 135. It's a bit. Oh no, wait. I think it's at 130 the fight. Still. But going back to Tank Davis, because I don't want to get stuck in this fight that I'm not really interested in. Just Tank Davis in general. So you think he would be motivated by fighting fighting Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney?
Yeah, because I just think that's a Mexican versus America sort of thing. I know he's a Mexican American, but it's going to be like a Mexican. The Mexicans are going to get on Ryan Garcia's behind him, and the Americans will get behind Tanks. And that's not all of them, obviously, but in general, I'm talking about. So yeah, it's going to have a bit of spice about it. Ryan Garcia is quite a name, if you want to call him that, you know. And I see where Tank's going with it. It's probably not the hardest fight for Tank out there, and, you know. I'd rather see him in there with different guys than Ryan Garcia, but I'm not complaining at Ryan Garcia because I think Ryan Garcia with Tank could be an explosive fight. I really do. I think it could be a good fight. So, would you watch it, Butch?
Absolutely, man. I'd watch it. And by the way, somebody
you go then. Yeah.
Even Tank Davis admitted that well, I don't know if he said used the word respect, but he likes the fact that Ryan Garcia has a fan base. He says we need more boxers like him. He says something along those lines. Don't quote me.
But this is what you do. This is how you get fans. You actually nick fans off other fighters, where you can actually go in there and put on a performance. Even if you lose sometimes, like Regis Prograis picked up a fan in me. That's for sure. The way he fought against Josh Taylor in the UK, he had the balls to come over, you know, and he put on a performance. I thought he was brilliant that night. He's just come up a little bit short against a very good talent in Josh Taylor. So you can actually win fans off people. I mean, sometimes you just got to go in there and put on a performance. And if Tank goes in there and blows Ryan Garcia away, then, you know, he's going to pick up a few fans down the way. That's how you pick up a fan base. Floyd did it. Floyd's been nicking fan bases for years. He nicked Oscars and everyone else's, didn't he?
Yeah, and always fighting, Latinos, big,
yeah,
Latinos.
Because a lot of Patton fans are Floyd fans. If you speak to a lot of Hatton fans, a lot of them are Floyd fans. I mean, because
that's smart though. I mean, you can't blame that guy.
What Floyd did to him. So that's how. Yeah, I mean, look, that's what you do, you know. And I can see why Tank wants to fight Ryan Garcia. I really can, and they could probably put that on pay-per-view and get away with it. They could. I'm not saying it's going to do massive, but it'll do all right. I can assure you.
Brandon White says, I highly doubt Tank Davis will respect Leo's power.
Well, he's getting knocked the fuck out, then.
You think so?
Because if you don't... Listen, Leo Santa Cruz hits hard enough and he hits you often enough that if you start walking square on with your chin in the air, you get knocked the fuck out. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
look at it like this. Frampton's been in there with some tough fights and big punches. No one's ever looked close to knocking him out. Yet Josh Warrington, the guy with 6 knockouts in 30 fights, had him all over the fucking shop because Frampton was getting hit clean with shots. And that's what happens. You know, so don't ever underestimate a guy's power. That'd be my advice to Tank. Because, like I said, you can go in there cocky, relying on your chin too much, like Carl Froch did against George Groves. Next minute, he's fucking picking up his feet and he's doing the Frank Sinatra dance, isn't he? So, you know, be very careful. So that would be my advice to Tank. He's got to go in and take this serious. Santa Cruz is a world-class fighter, whether he bores you to death or not.
Could he outbox him?
What?
Could Leo Santa Cruz outbox
Tank Davis? That's the way I see him doing it. If he wins, that will be the case where he's using the straight punches
like
and
Frampton.
using his length and range.
Yeah,
like Frampton in the second fight. That is exactly how he has to fight with Tank. If he could steams forward, so like he does sometimes, one paced, then he could get caught with big shots like he did in the Frampton fight in the first one. So
that's right.
The way he changed, that's how you know Santa Cruz is a good fighter, because the way he made adjustments in the second, and he did win that fight clearly for me.
All right, moving on. By the way, Gonzalo, welcome to the show, and you can jump in anytime you want, man.
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, by the way, we're going to be doing a second stream after this one. Mr. BDA is going to be hosting, and we'll be talking with Abel Ramos, who will be fighting Ugas this Sunday on Fox. So stay tuned for the next stream. All right, let's continue with the news. Dylan White versus Povetkin, the rematch is now being eyed for November 14th or the 21st. They don't want it to drag all the way to 2021. They want to get it done this year. Good news or bad news? Obviously, good news. We need that
Yeah, it's
rematch.
good news. It's
Yeah, I
wonderful.
mean,
It's-
I can barely hear you,
this is
Gonzalo,
what should have
man.
happened with the Wilder fight, man.
Yeah, can't hear you, Gonzalo, man. You need to speak up.
Yeah, you need to put on your mic.
Let me see.
All right,
You
so
can't hear me?
yeah, I
You
can
hear
hear
me?
you, man.
A little bit. Go on.
Yeah, this is wonderful, man. The thing is, this sets an example for like all the other fighters that are not doing what they need supposed to do. All the other fights that are supposed to happen immediately, like the Wilder Fury thing. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah, but at the top level, this sets an example for everybody else.
Yeah, and the sooner the better. Why should I mean this fight shouldn't even be happening. I mean, White was supposed to beat Povetkin, so listen, November 14th, 21st, that's great, in my opinion. Andre Ward signs multi-year deal with ESPN, so he will be commentating for years to come. Gonzalo, I know you're sad about this.
He's all right, but he just injects himself. What do you in the you call it when you name all the time? Third party
I
Uh,
or what
actually
is
quite
that?
like. Yeah, I actually quite like Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley together. I think they make a
I
probably like a
like
word,
Bradley.
and decent couple when they're doing the boxing. I just like they feed off each other, Bradley and Ward. And I quite like it. I mean, a lot of people moan about Ward's commentary, but when you're from the UK and having to put up with fucking Macklin and Carl Froch, Ward's like bringing back the greats, isn't he? You know what I mean? So that's where I am. I don't mind Ward as a person. Like him, I think he's a class act as a human being. As a boxer, just didn't like his style. Very dirty and very very ugly on the eye, but obviously very good at what he did. He was like a Bernard Hopkins, but a bit more polished up with certain things, but just very difficult man to beat. But obviously, he got very lucky in the Kovalev one fight. You know, very very lucky. He didn't win that fight. In the second, it was just that fight put me off boxing for a long time. That Ward Kovalev too, because what the referee allowed to happen. And let's be real, Ward caught Kovalev with a big shot. So I'm not saying Ward couldn't have won that fight anyway. The way he did it, and the way the referee just allowed it happen, and the way Kovalev just quit, showed no heart. I mean, it was just disgraceful all around, really. And I just hated every second of it. You know. And
Yeah,
it
that
just
fight
left
was weird.
it left a real bad taste in my mouth, Butch. And it took me a while to get back in love with boxing after that. It really did. And RJ Ward played a massive part in that. But as a commentator, don't mind him. As a human being, class act.
Yeah, well, he'll be there, people, with ESPN for years to come. More news.
Timothy Bradley's
AJ.
good.
Bradley's okay, man. I don't have any issues with Bradley.
You know, I'll tell you something. What I do like is that they don't always agree. Like, for example, in this last fight, Timothy Bradley said, "Okay, I think Ramirez. I think the other guy's winning," but then Ward said, "No, I think Ramirez is winning." So I kind of like that they don't always agree with each other.
Yeah, that's what you want. Because let's be real, everyone sees different things in a fight. You know, that's why we have 3 judges. Because if everyone saw the same, we'd only need 2, wouldn't we? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just we need that. It's
The
one
only
of
thing
them
with
where
that, Stu,
it was
when
one
he sees
of them
something
where
in
you're
the
not
ring,
complaining either way, isn't it?
he goes,
I mean,
"If
I'm
that
hearing
were
Postal
me,
won
I
the
would be
fight.
doing this." When I fought Kovalev, you know, I showed my heart as compared to like what the fighters doing. I showed my heart and I did things this way. That's what I
Yeah,
don't like.
that's the problem with this guy. He's like, I would
Yeah,
have
but
done better.
what about Froch? Fucking 80,000 fucking
Oh, he said
times
that once,
he's
man.
mentioned Wembley. Come on, man. You
Well, I don't
know,
know.
try
You know who I do
try
like,
being
Stu,
in
from
the
the UK?
UK.
Bellew. Tony
Bellew.
Bellew's pretty good, man.
Someone, if we would be watching a fight, someone would land a clean shot, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it reminds me of the right hand I landed on John Pascal in the Nottingham Arena that night."
Yeah, well, he said that once, man. Haven't really listened to Carl Froch. I don't. Is he a commentator? As in, yeah, he is, right? Like watching the fights. He's commentating during the fights, right?
He's always mentioning too, Bucho, when like about the stadium when there's like a fight filled to like almost full capacity. He'll mention how his fight was sold to more.
Yeah.
How it got, yeah. More people were there to see his fight than maybe like other fights that he's narrated or commentated.
By the way, people, if you just joined us, we will be having another show right after this one. Mr. BDA will be hosting, and Abel Ramos, who will be fighting Ugas this Sunday, will be joining us. So Abel Ramos will be joining the show. So stay tuned for that.
Ramos will be joining who?
Abel Ramos, the boxer. He's
What about him?
He's gonna be on the show. He's gonna be calling in.
Oh, he's coming on. He is coming on, then, is he?
Yeah. After
Oh,
this.
okay. I thought you said he was his plane was cancelled or something.
No, that's why we have to push the interview because he was supposed to be joining us right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Very intriguing fight. Like I said, Ugas, very close fight with Sean Porter. I remember that fight. I mean, a lot of people had Ugas winning. I didn't. I thought Sean Porter won that, but you know, it's one of them where it could have gone either way. So I don't have a problem either way with that one. But yeah, Ramos, like I said, he's fought some good guys. He has. So yeah, intriguing fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
The welterweight division is pretty good, man. The only problem, obviously, is the politics, right? This side of the street, that side of the street. Other than that, man, there's a lot of good fights out there, man, that can be made.
This is the thing with boxers. A lot of fighters, you just need to give them a reason to not fight someone. And that's the PBC's reason. They don't want to fight Crawford. Like Sean Porter's, he'll fight anyone. He will. He's the only one there that you could just tell him who he's fighting, where it is, and he's just going to go there and turn up and fight. He's not going to ask questions. He's not going to be, oh, am I coming into the ring second? You know, all that bullshit. Do I pick the gloves? You know.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
One thing about him, he's not winning. He's mostly seen as an opponent. There's going to come a point in time where, I mean, he's already taken the losses. He's just going to be a stepping stone for everybody
seems to
else.
be, yeah, I think the PBC seem to be using Sean Porter as a gatekeeper to the top. But the thing is with Sean Porter, he's so dangerous and so, what's the word? Rough and rugged, is that he gives all these guys a close fight. And there's an argument that he's won most of them, apart from the Kell Brook fight. I mean, he just didn't win that one. I don't care who you are, he did not win that fight. But he was very close with Errol. It was very close with some of these other guys. Do you know what I mean? So he's never in a dull fight, Porter, and he's never getting steamrolled, is he? And when have you ever seen Sean Porter get dominated or steamrolled? You just don't. He's always in a fight. Kell Brook, he didn't steamroll Sean Porter though.
He dominated the guy.
Yeah, but he just outboxed him and manhandled him in the. It's probably the only time that someone outstrengthed Sean Porter in the hold and the pocket sort of thing. But he didn't really go for him and start destroying Porter, did it? It was a good boxing performance, but no one's just gone for him like that. Even Errol couldn't do it. So the guy's tough.
In the
I
chat,
like Sean Porter, man.
White Devil in the chat says, "That's right, brother. Sean Porter just wants to fight, put on a show. Great guy, great for boxing. Yeah, and never dull, man. Yeah, he's a good boxer, man. Exciting. But how come the PBC? I just get the feeling, the same as Gonzalo, that they never really wanted him to be a star. Like when he fought Danny Garcia, I'm pretty sure they wanted Danny Garcia to win that fight.
Listen, mate, he's always the B-side in the PBC's eyes. They stick him into the lion's den, and they stick him into the lion's den, come back expecting him to be chewed up on the floor, and he's sitting there in the fucking with a lion in his mouth. You know, this is the sort of guy.
He had more power.
This is the sort of guy Sean Porter is. You know what I mean? The thing is, they're using him. They're using the guy, but he's better than that. So when they're sticking him in with the Errols and the Dannys and the fucking Keiths, you know, he's holding his own with all of them, if not winning some of them in some people's eyes. So, you know, I don't get why they are like that with Sean Porter. Because if I was a promoter, I'd be pushing him ahead of Keith Thurman. I'd be pushing him ahead of Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. He's a far better fighter than Danny fucking Garcia. The guy that loses every big fight he's in. The guy that made Zab Judah look like fucking Marvin Hagler. The guy that made Lamont Peterson look like fucking Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm gonna get out of here, man. The fucking guy's useless. He's still living off that left hook that he landed on Amir Khan. Fucking Willie Limond fucking rocked Khan to his boots, and that guy had 4 KOs in 33 fights. I mean, you know, is that what we're going to fucking hype Danny on? The guy that got a win against an old Morales, you know, the guy that lost in some people's eyes to Ashley Theophane, the guy that lost
Matisse, the guy that nobody gave him a chance
to Herrera, the fucking guy that had Zab Judah. Zab Judah was destroying that guy in the latter rounds. He was just beating him up. Lamont Peterson. I mean, come on, man. Danny
Stu, you
Garcia,
didn't give him a chance. Stu, you didn't give him a chance
ahead of
against
Sean
Matisse.
Porter.
I bet you didn't give him a chance against Matisse. You probably think he was gonna get knocked out, and look what happened in that fight. He even fucking his mouthpiece.
Lucas Matisse,
flew.
the fucking biggest coward in boxing. Get out. I hate saying it. I know, but look, you know my thoughts on this guy. The minute the fucking kitchen gets hot, he's jumping out the window. He's always finding a way out. He likes putting beatings on people, but as soon as someone starts fucking firing back, he falls to pieces.
He's a bully.
Useless.
He's a bully.
No, he had a good little run where he was knocking a few guys out here and there. Postal looked like fucking Ivan Drago in there with Matisse that night, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? So come on, man. I mean, let's keep it real here.
By the way, in the chat, Lubac77 says Sean Porter is on PBC like. He's not a diva. Good point. He's not a diva. We got more comments in the chat.
He makes some money.
Yeah, he made some money. Turn your volume up, Gonzalo, man. It's a little bit low, man.
I don't know. What's wrong with...
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Let me change to like a different...
All right. Hi, people in the chat. But I forgot to say a shout out, but I see everybody's there, the usuals. Andres Hernandez says the Matisse fight was 6 years ago. Yes, that's true, though. That fight was a long time ago, man. Hey, but if Danny Garcia beats Spence, you better give him some credit.
Ada!
Hey, Gonzalo, man, you mute yourself, man. Jesus.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man.
That'd
be his best win. If he beats Errol, that'd be his best.
Yeah, that'll be his best win for sure, man. By the way, Blue Collar Sports TV says Lucas Matisse is like the Tin Man, no heart. Good point. All right, so I wrote a bunch of stuff here about AJ.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I wrote like in a telegraphic format because I didn't want to write the whole thing. So let's see what I wrote. Being world champion with all those knockouts. He's basically saying that, he lost to Andy Ruiz because, when you're a world champion with all those knockouts, you kind of feel unstoppable. But he says right now, like he's changed a lot of things in his career. He rethought his career and restructured it. For that rematch against Ruiz, he went through 6 weeks of pure hell. He changed team members, and he had to overcome some injuries. So basically, he's a new man, he claims.
Yeah, well, good on him, man. Good on him, man. Look, all you can ask from a fighter is when he gets beat, is to come back, make it, and just, go out there to win. And in the first fight, he just turned up thinking he's fucking all he's got to do is turn up, hit Ruiz on the button, job done. Just didn't take it serious, going around rapping on American radio shows, getting his 6-pack out of the fucking time. Every time I turn the telly on, Joshua's there trying to sell me something with his 6-pack out. I don't want to see it. Do you know what I mean? So he took his eye off the ball, paid for it, did he? But he came back, made great adjustments, lost all that muscle, which he needed to do. He looked just ridiculous in there, didn't he? It was fucking,
That's
he
right.
should be with the Chippendales, not in a boxing ring with the muscles like that. So he lost that muscle, and he made adjustments. And that's a sign of a good fighter. Like I said the other day, I mean, if you lose a fight and you make adjustments and win the second fight, then that makes a good fighter. So yeah, he's a good lad, isn't he? Joshua's a good fighter, but I saw a fight that still. I don't mean he's confident in his abilities. He thinks he looked a bit cagey in there against Ruiz. He looked, and it just looked at any time. If Ruiz had just been in any sort of shape, I think he could have caught Joshua, because there was times when he was skimming Joshua. Joshua's not reacting like I'd like him to when he was taking shots. If you get what I'm saying, he's there for the taking again, Joshua. Let's be real. I know he showed a bit of footwork against Ruiz, but that's fucking not hard, is it? When Butterbean's running at
No,
you.
that's the thing, though.
I mean, come on.
We got to see him against Pulev. But go ahead, Gonzalo.
Can you hear me? How's my audio?
Much better.
That's better.
Yeah, freaking arguing here. Well, my wife called the welders. They weren't answering their phone. They dipped out. They abandoned the job, man. So she's getting on the Filipino guys. I'm sorry about that.
No problem, son.
God, I went to American Grill House earlier and had a tomahawk steak. I've been sitting on me all night, man. Fucking 25 ounce. Sitting on me all night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just fancied it, man. I'll tell you what, the onion rings were fucking out of this world, man.
Oh, damn.
But it's sitting on me,
Fucking
man.
greasy.
Sitting on me, indigestion.
All right, going back to like AJ and well, anyways, he went on to say also that he said, I am way ahead of where I should be, meaning that he only has like how many professional fights?
Yeah, well, listen, you can't knock Joshua's resume. Whatever you say about the guy, whether you like him or not, the resume speaks for itself. There's some real good guys on there, aren't there? And look at the time he's done it. When you look at DeBar's nearly had how many fights? 20. Who's the fucking guy's not even fought a cab driver yet, has he? You know.
Yeah, I think he's referring to like he's ahead of.
I think DeBar had 16, 17 fights. I don't know. All I know is Joshua's fighting Klitschko in his 16th, I think.
Who's he comparing himself to? Lennox Lewis?
No.
That's the standard he's trying to equal?
Good point. Good question, Gonzalo. Good question. He's comparing himself to Tyson Fury because later on he said, what was he saying? That when Tyson Fury turned pro, he started boxing for the first time. So he's basically saying that, he's accomplished more than Tyson Fury in such a short amount of time, which actually is kind of true, though.
Yeah, it is true. But you know what? I don't think Tyson Fury has always been concerned about legacy. He's a guy that might just retire within the next 2 fights.
Look, mate,
I don't know.
Tyson Fury's going nowhere until he gets his hands on Joshua. I'm telling you now.
Well,
Tyson Fury wants Joshua badly. Do you know why? Because he sees what I see in Joshua: flaws, a lack of confidence, just very cagey, and it's just he's going to be a nervous wreck in there against Fury. And I just think with Fury's awkward style, I think it could be a very hard night for him. But look, Joshua's very dangerous at mid-range. If Fury comes flying in, thing with Joshua, he's not going to throw single shots at Fury. He's going to throw combinations and big ones like that. So you can't hang around too long, or you're going to get caught in a big shot. So Joshua has a chance in this fight, of course he does. But that performance he fought against Ruiz, that's not good enough to beat Tyson Fury. I just don't care. It's just not good enough.
Yeah, Joshua's he's vulnerable, man. And if Fury at 270, he's a beast. And if you watch that overhand punch that Andy Ruiz landed on Joshua, it was similar to the punch that Tyson Fury landed on Wilder. It was like this fucking tempo shot. But the difference here, that fucking Fury's got a lot more leverage than fucking Ruiz has to land that shot.
The thing is, I think Fury is going to use the tactics that he did against Wilder, where he just manhandled him in the hold, rough him up, and drain his tank. Because let's be real, I know he's lost a few muscle, but Joshua's tank is still there for the questioning. At the end of the day, we're going to base it on Fat Man Ruiz coming in there doing nothing to see where his tank is right now. No,
Stu, I want to base it on Deontay Wilder, who didn't do shit in that rematch.
No, but I'm not saying about Wilder's performance. I'm saying about how Fury roughed him up in the hold and leaned on him and mauled him, and that's what I think he will do against Joshua. I think he'll do exactly the same.
Are you putting Joshua and Wilder on the same level?
What on earth are you talking about, Butcher? I'm just saying he's going to use the same tactics.
So listen. Here's the thing, though. All right, so that right hand that Fury landed on Wilder is similar to the one that Ruiz landed on AJ. Now, if you remember why AJ got caught, it's because he was careless. He dropped Ruiz, and then he started exchanging. He wanted to get him out of there, which was the biggest mistake he did. If he doesn't do that, what I'm saying is, listen. he won't. I don't think it's gonna be that easy for Fury. He's not gonna just land that punch on.
Of course, he's not. No, look,
Okay.
Fury's not going to steamroll Josh. He's not. That's why I'm saying he's going to have to fight. I think he's going to have to use the same tactics he did against Wilder. I think them tactics are good enough to beat Joshua. I just really do. I think you've got to take Joshua's tank from him because he's a dangerous kid when he's fresh because he throws big shots. You know, he throws quite crisp combinations at times, but he telegraphs a lot of his shots, and a lot of them are quite robotic because the muscle that he's carrying. But no, he's a bit thinner now. He's a bit more fluidity in his shots, shall we say? And in the second one, so yeah, he's going to have to be like that against Fury. But I just don't know if it's going to be good enough. You know, I'm trying to think of a way Joshua can win. It's got to be by a stoppage, but you know, even then, it's going to be tough for him.
The only difference, between Ruiz and Fury is that Fury is not 5'12" like Andy Ruiz. He's 6'8". So I mean, he doesn't have to like really get inside the pocket to get close to Anthony Joshua. As we saw that fight between Fury and Klitschko, he could outbox him from the outside, and Klitschko could never get in range to punch Fury. So I mean, he could do the same with Joshua. Fury can fight him in a way that his reach is able to negate Anthony Joshua's power, but still be able to like throw his shots from afar.
Right. The size does make a difference. And talking about differences, like physical differences, good point here from Evan Deere in the chat who says, AJ has much stronger legs. Can he get manhandled like Deontay Wilder did?
Oh, yeah, because them stronger legs did him very well, didn't they? When he was fucking falling all over the place, like, you know, fuck's sake.
But that's not even this. That's not
Every time he got tapped, he was falling over, his legs fucking wobbling around. I thought it was Sammy Davis Jr. in there, not actually Anthony Joshua. Get out of here, man. Talking about strong legs. And this Elias guy in the chat, he's got the answers. This guy, I think he's got one of them fucking crystal balls. He knows the result of the fight already. He knows how AJ is going to fight, how Fury's going to fight. Narcissist. That's what he sounds like. So yeah, look.
He's making good
points. There's no way anyone will know how they're going to fight. I'm telling you, that would be my tactics to tell Fury to fight how he did against Wilder. What are you going to do? Go in the pocket. Go in the pocket and start trading hooks and uppercuts with Joshua. Yeah, right. Good luck with that one.
All right, we got some phone
Joshua,
calls.
right. Come flying in and then just rough him up in the hold. It's not going to be long before Joshua's legs give way on him. Trust me.
All right, let's go to the phone lines, people. 832, you're on the air. 832.
Hello, Sylvia. Since y'all talking about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, I was just thinking about that too. Yeah, I feel like Tyson Fury is just gonna destroy Anthony Joshua because I don't know. One of y'all said y'all brought up a good point that Joshua tires out real quick. And I think he's gonna tire out even sooner if he fights Tyson Fury, because like usually a smaller fighter fighting a bigger fighter, they get tired easily because like they said, like, just if you were to punch up, your muscles would get more tired. And
it's just not.
It's
not just that way, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Oh yeah, what do you call it? And just look at how Joshua how he was when he fought Klitschko. Klitschko, he used that long guard where he puts his arms out there and all that. And I feel like Joshua had to do more work just to land leather on Klitschko. And I just can't see how he's gonna go 12 rounds with Tyson Fury. I feel like his nose is gonna get bloody in like one round. I feel like he's gonna be in a mess. He has to KO Tyson Fury if he wants to get a win. I just don't see that happening. How do y'all see
Anthony Joshua, right? Just can't. Anthony Joshua is kryptonite. Is a straight right down the pipe. Klitschko nearly fucking sparked him out with one. I mean, how he got up from that, like I've said before, we'll never know. But Klitschko should have got him out of there. Tyson Fury's not making that same mistake. Klitschko just didn't have anything in the tank. Joshua was wobbling around for about 3 rounds in that fight. It took him about 3 or 4 rounds to recover. And look at when he fought Ruiz, he just didn't recover. So once this guy gets hurt, his recovery's terrible. And you got to remember, with Fury leaning on, Fury's a taller guy. So when a taller guy's leaning all over you and 270 pounds, that's a lot of weight to take on your legs. Like I said, I've not seen anything from Joshua. I've not seen anything from Joshua to convince me he can go 12 rounds at a pace.
When he tries to lean on you, and then your like back starts to get all tired, well, like Wilder's back, that takes a lot of energy out of you. And if he was to do that to AJ, man, that's even worse. That's even worse.
Good point. Now, do you think that he's gonna be able to get that close to AJ so easily though? Because Wilder has no jab, nothing to keep him off. Like Joshua has a decent left hook, a nice uppercut.
AJ's got slow footwork, man. AJ's got slow footwork. You can get to him, man. Fury's got a long reach. The thing with Fury, his arms are that long. You feel fighters think they're out of range. The next minute they're clipping him, sort of thing. His shots are clipping him. So look, Wilder. I think Wilder had a longer reach than Tyson Fury. Yet when that fight that night, you'd think Fury was the one that had the longer reach. So, I'm with the caller. I can't see Joshua. Joshua's going to have to get Fury out early with a big shot. But the longer that fight goes, I just can't see Joshua lasting the 12 because Fury's going to bring a pace. Fury, I've never seen really Fury in a fight where he's looked like he's struggling to do 12. Even when he was fat and out of shape, he did 12 quite easily. I mean, Wilder, he got fucking decked with a massive shot, still got up and looked strong. So, the guy is going to go 12 easy. He can. The times we have seen Joshua go 12 was like Parker, where Parker just didn't do anything, didn't put any pressure on him, just fought Parker was in survival mode. I mean, you can fight all day like that. Who was the other one that he went 12 with? Ruiz. And Ruiz was the same. Did nothing.
All right.
Just stopped. So that's it.
One last question for the caller. At what weight should Fury come into the AJ fight?
Like I feel like he needs to come in like how he did in the Wilder fight and get all big because AJ ain't taking that much punishment. I mean, just think about it. People already say that he has a weak chin, that he has a glass chin. Man, just imagine if Fury was to come in at like 270, 280 or something like that.
All right.
Not more.
All right. Thanks for that call, man. Call back again next time.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead,
270 is about right for me. 280 just a bit too heavy.
Jesus. Yeah, go ahead. I'm saying because I have a point here about the weight now. 270 now. How much stamina do you get out of? Like, can you actually go 12 rounds at 270? That's my question.
The basketball players always got good stamina, no? And they're like huge.
Are they 270 pounds? They don't look like fucking Tyson Fury, that's for sure. They look more like Deontay Wilder.
They're more lean. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not an expert, and I haven't seen Fury go 12 rounds in a competitive fight weighing in 270 pounds. So that's the question.
That's a good point, Butcher. That's a good point.
All right, we're gonna take another phone call.
Is Joshua got the tank? Has Joshua got the tank to push Fury for 12 rounds and make him fight at a pace where he's struggling? I don't know if Joshua's got that because the minute Joshua starts up in the gears and loading up on his punches, the tank empties quick. And that's the problem. I just don't think Joshua's ever going to be that guy where he can do 12 comfortably. He needs to stoppage.
719, you're on the air. Hold on, let's take a phone call, Gonzalo. 719, you're on the air. 719.
Hey, Stu, it's Brotherhood.
What are you saying,
brother? Hey, what you think about Triple G career, man? What's the rest of Triple G career gonna look like?
He just wants you to share on Golovkin, and then he's gonna post it on his channel.
He's called in. He's asked the question. Asked the question. I'll answer it for him. I don't mind answering that question. The problem is with Golovkin, never wasted camp fighting a bum. Then he's gonna probably fight Canelo Alvarez, get his ass whooped. and then where do we go from there? I just don't see this guy beating Canelo Alvarez, and that's the fight he wants. I've got a feeling DAZN are going to make Canelo fight Golovkin after that one. I just think in that fight, it's just going to be so. It's going to be so one-sided. I just don't think there's any point coming back.
You don't think he'll fight Andre or Charlo? He's just going to go straight to Canelo?
Not after Canelo Alvarez, no. Because I just think it's going to be a big bit. He's going to he's slowed down too much, mate. You know, he's slowed down. He's slowed down in the second fight from the first. I know people. I mean, all these people say, "Oh, Golovkin got wrong." What fucking planet are these people on? What fight did these guys watch? Do you know what I mean? How the hell did Golovkin win that fight? I mean, stop watching fights on little phones, on little dodgy streams. What? Pay for it, you tight motherfuckers, and you might see a decent view for once. I mean, come on, man. He got pieced up. Look at his face. Sake, man. So look, this guy's slowing down. He slowed down in the second one. He got pieced up for it. Derevchenko was hitting him all night. But the Golovkin of old goes through Derevchenko quite easily. Look, this is where we are with Golovkin. The guy's just slowed down too much. He doesn't counter punch. He doesn't catch and shoot. He doesn't come underneath shots. He just covers up and waits for the pause so he can let his fucking hands go. But look, this is why he's losing so many rounds. These guys are punching him and nothing's coming back. He likes to come forward at his own pace, cut off the angles and do his work how he wants to do it. But if you push him back and make him fight on the back foot, nothing's coming back from him. Like I said, I think his legs have gone. Look, his chin's still there. Canelo's not knocking him out. I can assure you that one. But I just don't see where he goes from there. He should have took the Andrade fight or one of these guys on this fight instead of fighting this chump that no one knows, man. Another wasted camp.
Okay, what you think about Chris Eubank Jr. versus any other middleweight champions?
Well, he's not even a middleweight now.
Yeah, he's gone back to middleweight, mate.
No, he's a middleweight. He's a middleweight. He fought Korobov, but he got injured.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good question.
He's gone back to middleweight. Look, he's too small for a super middleweight, but he's still not Yildirim out. That's how bad Yildirim is.
Come on, man.
Look, Eubank Jr. He's exciting, isn't he? He's going to come to fight, but just not technically good enough. The thing is, anyone with a bit of footwork with Eubank, he's in for a hard night.
So you're saying Charlo?
So he'll never be a champion at 160.
Just can't see. Do you see him beating Canelo Alvarez?
He's not even there anymore, man.
Like, Canelo's still 160 champion. What do you think Golovkin wants to fight for? Not 168, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be a 168,
Look,
man.
I mean, all right, who's the other champions? Andrade. Can Eubank beat Andrade?
Charlo?
Yeah, he can. That's probably the only one he can nick at the title.
Charlo, Derevchenko.
No, I think he can take out Triple G. I think he can take out Triple G at this point.
No, I think Golovkin probably still beats Eubank even now.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, well,
I don't know with Eubank. I just don't know with him. I just don't know what. I just don't know.
All right. Well, thanks for calling
the guy's
in,
fucking like I said.
All right, take care, brother.
All right.
All right, so he just wanted you to shit on Golovkin, man.
You just don't know what he's done with him. What?
He just wanted to shit on Golovkin, basically.
Oh, look at Butcho, the fucking guy.
No, it's true, though.
Yeah, don't worry, lads. Don't worry, lads. I've got
saying...
your back. Golovkin's still the best. You fucking.
I never said that.
No, you might as well do, man. Fuck's sake, you're like.
Stu is Triple G's
you're
biggest
like the fucking,
fan.
You're like the Watson twins, aren't you? For Golovkin, you are just sitting in the background, fucking cheerleading.
Hey, what happened to those guys? And by the way, in the chat, Stu is Triple G's biggest fan. Never has a bad thing to say about him, ever. Stu's such a Golovkin fanboy. People know that you don't like Golovkin, Stu. So
I like him. But do you want me to tell you the truth, or do you want me to come on and lie? Just answer. If you want me to lie, then I can lie. So yeah, Golovkin back to his best. Gonna sleep Canelo in 2. Then he's gonna knock Andrade and Charlo.
St. Brit Sports
what
says
do you want from me? I'm just telling you what I see.
Stu used to be a Triple G fanboy.
No, I used to like him. Yeah, when I still like him now, but I used to talk good things of him when he could fight, when he was at his best. But he ain't like that no more. He's ready. He's ready to be taken out, mate. Trust me. Probably not knocked out, but beaten badly. Where he's slowing down that much after every fight. Canelo is going to piece this guy up. Keep asking for your guy to go in there with Canelo. I mean, you fucking hell, it'll be the last fight you ever see him in. This is my point. And this guy won the first fight against Canelo. I had him winning it.
Right. Gonzalo, are you there?
Yeah.
Did you talk to Abel Ramos?
Yeah. He said he was checking into the hotel room and that he'll come on or about 7. So I think like 7:15 is cool, no?
That's cool. Yeah, we'll just talk to Mr. BDA, man.
Okay.
He's gonna be calling into the phone line, right? So give him the phone number. Oh, we'll give him the phone number.
Yeah, I gave him the phone number that you always post on the streams. Is that a different number?
No, it's the same one.
That's a different one.
No, it's the same one, man. This is the number we always use.
Okay.
So tell him to call that number. But I'm gonna start. Well, Mr. BA will start another stream. Right now, I'm using my computer and also. So, anyways, just tell us when he's ready. We'll start the stream.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, we have another phone call. Let's take it. 910. You're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven Schneider.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, Bucho? What's up, Stu? I don't know. What's up, Gonzalo? I don't know if anybody else is on right now, but shout out to you guys.
What's happening, brother?
What's on your mind?
Good to hear from you, Stevie.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, man. Good. Yeah, good that you guys are on. I had called to talk about the AJ Fury thing, but the Triple G Brotherhood had to just come in with the random Triple G hate. I can't really say anything about the Triple G thing that Stu hasn't said already, because I feel exactly the same way on every level about Triple G. He's 38 years old. Whether you believe it or not, motherfuckers ducked him, right? Okay, the dude's an old man now, and as an old man, he's still whooping people, or at least taking it to him. Even the Derevyanchenko fight. All right, if you thought Chenko won, that's fine, but he still put a whooping on that young man, and I don't want to hear shit. Fucking, I'll always tune in for a Triple G fight, and you motherfuckers will too. Now, with that said, as far as AJ and Fury goes, AJ's only shot, in my opinion, and I think, contrary to popular belief, I actually think AJ has a shot if he has the right plan. If he goes in there a little bit lighter than he usually comes in, and he puts it on his ass, jab, slip in, rip to the body, come upstairs, fucking just put it on him early, I think he can fucking do it. Because Fury has an okay chin, but not the greatest. And if who's the guy in the last round fucking wobbled the shit? Well, that was the 12th. People get weak in the 12th. But I'm just saying, AJ has a bigger shot than a lot of people are giving him credit for. He has good power. His chin is not that great. But if he puts his shots together, he puts pressure on, right? He has some good movement. He comes in a little lighter than he's usually used to, and he retains the power if he can. I think I think he can pressure him, get inside. But if AJ tries to box Fury, he's going to get his fucking head ripped off.
Yes. I think you've made some great points. I mean, Josh was a fucking live dog in this fight, mate. Look, it's very, very good combinations Josh was throwing. You know, when you're throwing single shots at Fury like Wilder was, he's getting out of the way of them. It's just, you know, getting out of the way of one is quite easy for some of these guys, but getting out of the way of 3 or 4 is a different fucking kettle of fish. So this is what I mean. Joshua's got to throw punches and punches. You know, if Joshua's got to throw punches and bunches, mate, and that's how he's going to have to win this fight. And I agree with Schneider. He's very dangerous at mid-range and in the pocket with his uppercuts and his hooks. And Fury's not really a great... He's good enough, though. And I just think Fury can neutralise that. And I think once he starts boxing at range, I think Joshua might fall to pieces in the end. And
yeah, but even long range, you said
Joshua has some pretty good fucking speed for a guy his size too. I think people are
yeah, but
neglecting that.
his footwork
And the only
too
thing
slow,
that
bro.
like I would
His footwork's-
actually
look-
with Stu. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach Gonzalo. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's me, brother. It's me. I was just saying his footwork's too slow. That's the problem. Look at the way Fury was getting into range. Like how quick he was getting into range with Wilder. And Wilder's quite difficult to get to as well with his feet. Do you know what I mean? I know he's not the best, but he's still quite difficult to catch clean, Wilder, whatever you say. But he was getting in. Look how quick he was closing the range. He was finding his distance quite. Joshua's feet are quite slow. I just don't. He's not going to be able to run away like he did against Ruiz. He's going to have to push Fury back and come at him, and then he could walk onto something. It's just every time I break this fight down, I just don't know if Joshua's got the confidence to pull this off right now. I just don't.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. Basically, to sum it up without like going into a long diatribe, is basically really Joshua needs to go in there and get him. He needs to have a 6-round fight in his head. That's what he needs to do. He needs to go in there with, I need to get him the fuck out of here in 6 rounds. Otherwise, I'm fucked.
He's got to go in there with the same mentality.
I'm not saying rush in there like a retard and throw haymakers. I'm saying like, fucking jab, body, come upstairs, like pressure, smart pressure. You're not going to outsmart Fury, but you can at least make him uncomfortable. You have to make him uncomfortable because if you let Fury think, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah. The thing with
that's
Joshua,
my 2 cents anyway. I'm gonna hop off, man. I'm gonna finish my Heinekens.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. I mean,
yeah, no problem, Bucho, Stu, Gonzalo. Shout out to you guys. Fucking love the channel. You already know all that bullshit. Fucking
cool, man.
Shout out to the chat. Fuck the chat. All in one.
Later.
All right, brothers. I'll check you later.
All right, take care, man. All right, that was Steven Schneider.
The Brotherhood in the chat thinks AJ will rough Fury up. AJ couldn't rough Andy Ruiz up. He was getting out roughed, if you want to call it that. I mean, the guy was just he seemed a lot stronger in the hold and all sorts. Joshua was just. I think people overestimate his strength.
Stu, can I just say something? Listen, he got, I believe, dropped in the second round, something like that. Anyways, before that, AJ was just boxing. And after that, he got dropped and he never recovered. That's the thing.
Yeah.
His legs were never there. He was out. I mean, his equilibrium got all fucked up. So you can't judge Joshua in that fight. Like, he was out. Like, they should have stopped that fight right after the second knockdown. But he managed to survive. So that shows that this guy has heart and determination.
Look, I've never ever doubted Joshua's heart. And Joshua's one of the best fighters in the world. Number 2 for me. Very talented guy. But I think he's got flaws that Tyson Fury is going to exploit. Like I said, I see it going a similar way as a Wilder fight. But like I said, Fury's got to be fucking smart in there. Because if he thinks he can just stroll forward and walk on, square on, thinking that Joshua's not going to punch him in the face, then he's fucking sadly mistaken. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit often. So I think Fury's going to have to use the same tactics where he's fighting at range, in and out, and then when he gets close, he's got to hold Joshua, rough him up. Even how he did with Wilder, he's fucking holding him off. I mean, one time I think he held him from one side of the ring to the other, and he was fucking leaning on him and all sorts. That takes a lot out of your legs. So that's what he's got to do for me. I mean, like I said, if he starts trying to trade at mid-range with Joshua, then you could get a spot.
That's right. Steven Schneider, thank you for the contribution. Steven Schneider with a contribution. Yeah, Stu, you make a lot of sense, but I don't know. We'll discuss more this fight as we approach it, which I think it will be next year. All right, I think Mr. BDA is ready, so we're going to end this stream and we're going to move to the next one. All right, people. Gee, I need to change that alert, that donation alert. It sucks. All right. All right. I keep saying all right. We'll end the show, guys. Stay tuned for the next show with Mr. BDA. He's going to be interviewing Abel Ramos, who will be fighting Ugas this Sunday on Fox PBC. All right, guys? So look for the next stream. It's coming right after this one. Stu, I'll see you. Mr. BDA will call you, all right? If you want to jump back in.
Yeah. Are you not going to be in this one then?
Yeah, I'm gonna be, but we have to leave this Discord.
All right, well, I'll go and make a coffee then, brother.
Go ahead, man. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next show, which is right now. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button.